Naftali Bennett, welcome to the program. We heard from the Prime Minister that this could last a very long time. What will it take to bring it to an end?
For Hamas to stop shooting missiles and rockets on Israel. Right now, as we're speaking, there are sirens going off across Israel. My own children in Ra'anana, aged 2-year-old, 4-year-old, 6-year-old, and 8-year-old, are in shelters. They just need to stop. It's very simple. They need to stop. They need to disarm, and this whole thing will go away. Hamas has decided to export misery and terror on its own citizens, and it's shooting rockets across Israel. If they decide to stop and disarm, the whole thing will stop within 1 second.
Naftali Bennett, around the world, in capitals, leaders are saying Israel does have a right to protect itself, but there is a very high cost being paid here in Gaza. About 172 dead, most of them civilians, a quarter of them are children. They say there should be an immediate ceasefire. Israel's really listening to that.
Yeah, we're listening, and we care no less than anyone else. Hamas is killing its own children and women. Hamas is placing missile launchers within schools, within hospitals, within homes. It's putting its own women and children as human shields, and by doing that, it's killing its own people. And we call on Hamas, stop doing that. Stop that cowardly and cynical action of hiding missile launchers within women and children and shooting them at my home, because obviously we have to take out that missile launcher, and sometimes it'll cause damage. So Hamas must stop killing its people right away.
But even Israeli human rights groups, Mr. Bennett, are criticizing Israel for indiscriminate targeting and the targeting of civilians, women and children.
Those human rights groups that criticize Israel, whatever we do, even if we hand out chocolate, they'll criticize us. They're irrelevant. What is relevant is what we're facing. I'll remind you, 9 years ago, we handed all of Gaza Strip to the Palestinians. We took out all the Jews, all the towns, all the settlements. They promised to found Singapore of the Middle East. Instead, they spent all the billions of dollars they got in tunnels, in missiles, in missile factories, in missile launchers, and they were very adamant about turning Gaza into a fortress of terror. And that's what we have today, and we have to dismantle this fortress of terror. If at any moment Hamas decides that they want to invest their money in building their economy, in creating a prosperous country down there, we'll give them all the backing. They have to decide. It's their decision. Do you want to fight, or do you want to create peace? The moment they stop shooting, the moment they disarm themselves, we're done. The whole thing will go away.
Naftali Bennett, thank you very much for joining us.